Did you know that dropshipping supplements under your own brand could land you in serious legal trouble? Most sellers don't realize that they're the ones legally responsible for FDA and FTC compliance, even if you're using a private label or on-demand supplier, something that I've repeatedly seen lead to headaches or worse, lawsuits over my 20 years handling supplement compliance. So in this video, I'm going to show you simple steps to protect yourself as well as common compliance pitfalls to avoid and whether dropshipping supplements is still safe and worthwhile today. So let's break it down a bit, and here's the reality. Many dropshipping companies give you the impression that they're the one managing compliance through FDA registered or GMP certified facilities. They might even offer a label review, but if you read the fine print, you'll quickly discover that you, the brand owner, are ultimately responsible for every claim made on your product labels. And here's a clear example straight from Rocktomic's terms and conditions. Contractor, aka Rocktomic, will store white labeled manufactured products in our fulfillment center once they are transferred from the manufacturing facility. Being that the products were manufactured and packaged unlabeled, contractor is not responsible for any of the claims listed on your labels or product formulas. They also state clearly, we contractor take no responsibility nor accept liability for the legality or content of your label. We strongly suggest that you consult with appropriate counsel regarding all FDA relabeling regulations. By signing below, you acknowledge your sole responsibility for the content of your label. Finally, no advice from the contractor should replace your own legal counsel's advice or negate any legal obligation for compliance with FDA or other governing agencies. This isn't just a Rocktomic issue. I'm not picking on them here. This is standard practice across virtually all private label supplement manufacturers / suppliers. Here's the kicker. You're entering into this agreement the moment you sign up and start using their service, whether you've actually read or explicitly agreed to these terms or not. Most dropshipping gurus don't tell you this, either because they don't think it's important or maybe they just didn't know themselves. And the result is that if you copy claims directly from the website or product catalog or the dropshipping website, you're still vulnerable if those claims haven't been properly vetted. So how can you protect yourself? First of all, check the fine print in the contract to see who's ultimately responsible for the claims on your label. And then do not blindly trust any claims marketed on their website or product catalog. Well, why is that? And that's because many times these formulas are either underdosed or hidden behind proprietary blends, making it nearly impossible to verify the exact ingredient quantities and whether that substantiates or backs up the claims. Instead, here's what you should do. Number one, identify the exact quantity of each ingredient in your product. Number two, check if those ingredients have clinical studies supporting the specific health claim you're making. And three, most importantly, make sure that your product's dosage matches the dosage used in those clinical studies. Doing this protects you, your customers, and your brand reputation. So now that you've done your homework and evaluated the actual science behind your chosen stock formula, you might realize something unsettling, that the real benefits of the formula aren't exactly what's being marketed on the supplier's website. And that leads us directly into our next big challenge. Well, how much flexibility will suppliers actually give you when it comes to modifying the labels? You see, most dropshipping suppliers prefer simplicity. They use standardized label templates and they give these to you to make your labels. And it's designed to make their life easier, not necessarily yours. And some suppliers might allow minor tweaks to the template while others are incredibly strict and won't budge an inch. Imagine this scenario. You've carefully reviewed the science behind a testosterone booster formula, and then you discover that it doesn't meaningfully boost testosterone at all. Instead, it's actually quite effective at increasing overall energy levels. So naturally, you're going to want to adjust your labels to reflect the truth, and you're going to remove the testosterone claims and highlight the energy benefits instead. But the moment you submit your revised label, the supplier shuts you down. Sorry, they say, you've deviated from our template. You can't make that claim. It's incredibly frustrating because ultimately you are the one that's legally responsible for the accuracy of that label. But many suppliers blindly stick to their templates without understanding the nuances. So how do you avoid getting trapped in this situation? Well, it's pretty simple. Before committing to any supplier, Have an upfront, candid conversation about exactly how much flexibility they'll allow you in customizing the product labels. Be specific. Can you change claims to match the science? Can you adjust wording to align better with your brand? Now, keep in mind that some label elements are genuinely mandated by the FDA. Those are non-negotiable. You can't touch that or change that on the label template. But in my experience, suppliers often throw around the phrase FDA requirements as a blanket excuse to not change the label at all. And I've personally pressed suppliers on this issue as someone who knows a thing or two about FDA compliance. And usually the ultimate reason for saying no is simply, that's just not how we do things. I don't want you to get stuck in that frustrating loop. So here's your takeaway. Be proactive. Clearly communicate your labeling needs up front. Confirm exactly what can and can't be adjusted, and ensure that you're partnering with a supplier who gives you enough freedom to align your claims with scientific reality and your unique brand vision. Doing this early saves headaches later and gives you the confidence that your product is accurately represented and responsibly marketed. Now, building a brand isn't just about compliance, right? It's all about making sales, maximizing your revenue, and growing your business every single day. But there's one hidden risk with dropshipping that can sabotage this very goal. Imagine spending several weeks preparing for your product launch. You've designed a stunning sales page, invested heavily in ads, and brought in experts to drive traffic. Customers finally arrive at your site. They're excited to buy, but right as they click add to cart, they're met with the dreaded message, out of stock. It's like throwing a grand party and realizing at the last minute you forgot to bring the food. So obviously your guests are going to arrive hungry and excited, only to leave incredibly disappointed, and worse, you risk losing them forever. So not only have you wasted your marketing budget, but platforms like Google Shopping or Amazon might penalize you, lowering your product ranking due to your out of stock situation. Now your momentum is stalled and your sales are going to suffer. The harsh reality of dropshipping is that, well, you're placing your inventory control entirely in someone else's hands. If your supplier runs out of stock, well, you're stuck playing a costly waiting game. So how do you protect your brand from this nightmare situation? The solution is to take back control. Consider partnering with more reliable suppliers or even holding small amounts of stock yourself. This ensures your customers never face disappointment and your sales keep flowing and your brand continues to thrive. So I've talked about some of the harsh realities of dropshipping, and maybe now you're wondering, is dropshipping even worth it anymore? And the short answer is yes, dropshipping can still be very lucrative and valuable, but only if you use it the right way. So here's the upside of dropshipping. When it's done right, dropshipping means you carry almost no inventory costs, and it's incredibly convenient, at least when everything's running smoothly. Let's say you're an influencer or a creator with a solid following. Dropshipping can be a perfect way for generating some side income without relying entirely on your own inventory. For example, if you're a fitness influencer, you might dropship supplements as a secondary income stream without putting all your eggs in that supplement basket. Dropshipping can also help smaller brands expand their product range. Imagine that you have one successful flagship product, but you want your store to feel more professional and diverse. Adding complementary dropship products can help you achieve that without any significant upfront costs. And lastly, dropshipping offers a great option for those of you that want to dip your toe into selling supplements without investing tens of thousands of dollars into a custom formula, and it gives you the opportunity to tinker with what it takes to sell supplements. But remember, compliance and labeling flexibility are critical factors. You need to carefully weigh the pros and cons to ensure that you're comfortable with the trade-offs. So what's your next step? If you're interested in dropshipping, I highly recommend checking out my video on Suppliful, one of the few dropshipping services that I know that dedicates compliance into their operations and supply chain and processes. I think there's still a risk around label and labeling claims, but at least it's one less thing for you to worry about. Alternatively, maybe you don't want to do dropshipping anymore, but you still want to explore private labeling options. Well, you can work directly with us with our network of trusted suppliers. So check out the links in the description down below to get started today. All right, that's it for now. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.